That's not how that shit works. You're in a relationship. Mind your neck.
She baby pass me scanner. Say she be mine, mind your leg. She did your leg. Say she be mine, mind your leg. Say she did your leg.
Hi you guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, I'm Uceey. Hi, welcome to my channel. So you guys already know me. I cannot resist the urge to share like I went up to my Christmas clothes, come and sit down here with you people and discuss this new pandemic that is starting up here. I believe everyone has heard a thing or two about this whole cheating saga, this new trend that people are setting. I don't know why this is happening. It's not like it's just starting, it's always been happening, but you know what they said before, racism has always been there. It's just now that they are videoing it. Now cheating has always been there, just that now people are bringing it to social media. People are coming woke, you get that thing. So I'm just going to give you guys my 2 cents about this whole pee. I mean, we tried the urge to try to see what I mean, try to resist the urge to shalaye, but I can't. Me, I'm very serious about this discussion because I feel like for you to be cheating, you have to have some kind of mental illness. So, although I'm not what they call that, a licensed doctor or psychologist, but I'm about to give you what I know from my own common sense. So, I wrote down some major points we're going to actually be talking about today, but so that I will not just be bombarding you guys with things I have to say. We're going to take it step by step and discuss this pandemic we're inside. So the first thing we're going to be talking about is home training. Although it might seem like, oh, that's so vague, that's so out of vapor, home training matters a lot. Mothers, future mothers to be, you guys need to stop that nonsense behavior of favoring the male kids over the female kids, because that's what is leading to this pandemic, in case you guys are not aware. From the moment you guys start by making the male kids think that they cannot take responsibility for their actions, they are being motivated to do nonsense. That's why they be fucking up and down and expecting the women to be the homemakers.
What's going on in this life? What's going on?
I get it, women cheat, but at least they face the repercussions for their actions. Because if you see any woman that's cheated and is public, the guy will normally leave her or something like that. That's how it always goes. But these men, they have so many excuses for their actions. They have things covering up for them. They have the society backing them up for cheating. You get a type of pain. So it all boils down to home training. If your son is hungry as he's growing up, you send him to the kitchen to go cook. It is nobody's responsibility to feed him. It is a basic life skill. If your son messes up the house, you tell him to go clean the house. You should start teaching these men to take responsibility for their actions from when they are young. Because of things like that will lead them to understand the consequences for their actions. Not when they are brought up to know that when they spoil things, the women have to repair it. They now grow up having the mentality of homewreckers instead of homemakers. They feel like it's only the woman's responsibility to take care of the home. That's why you see these men going out to cheat anyhow, and they feel like, I can cheat because I'm a man. Because these guys grow up knowing that they don't really face consequences for any of their actions, so they end up making rash decisions, end up making terrible decisions, end up misbehaving, fucking up and things like that, because they feel like there are no consequences for their actions, because these women are trained to endure, they are trained to clean up after these men, they are trained to keep their home together, keep their toxic homes together, because the men are just not responsible. You get what I mean?
Problem. Another problem. Me innocent, I go move like boss. Nigga don't talk, I go carry my cross.
As I was saying, because they grew up by knowing that it is the woman's responsibility to do what's right, so that them all they need to do is just play around the woman who they want to make the home. I get that all of us, we had parents that are part of Z Gen what, I don't even care how you guys call all these things, that the way they were brought up by the older generation too, that they didn't know any better, that they thought women to slave away. But I feel like we've reached the level where you should stop teaching these guys this nonsense behavior, because that's where it starts from. It starts from simply not showing this guy how to cook his food, to not telling him to clean up his room and sending the sister to do it. That's how things like this start. That's how we keep grooming irresponsible men that don't know what it means to actually be with somebody. Because they all grow up and be looking all buff, but they're all kids inside. We need to start bringing up these men to take responsibility. We need to start bringing them up with the mentality that when you do stuff, they are responsible for it. you need to start training these men, but start leading them on a path to have emotional stability. You can't just be putting kids out there on the streets because they look buff. That's not how things work. Do you understand? So that's leading us to the next point in my notebook: misogyny. See, it's not okay for anyone to cheat. Man, woman, goat. It's not okay for anybody to cheat. It is not in any way, to never be okay. Nothing irritates me more than that statement. Men will always be men. Women will always be women. What you mean, bro? What are you talking about? Like, that's not how that shit works. You're in a relationship. Mind your neck. You understand?
Stop it.
There is nothing like it is nature that is making the men cheat. Let me tell you what's making you cheat. Lack of discipline, lack of self-control, and lack of emotional stability. You don't know what's important. You don't know what's important. Your life is messed up. Like that's the truth. For you to cheat on someone you claim to love, that means you don't know what's important in life. Like you actually don't know what's important. You're a mad person. Like that's the only thing. That's why I said this is a pandemic, because there are a lot of mad people out there in the streets and we're just seeing them. Like imagine the ones that are low key. Because for you to cheat on someone you think you love, someone you claim to care about, it's a mental illness, honestly speaking, because you don't know what's important, you don't know what's right, like you don't have priorities. Do you understand? You don't know how things work. Like you actually don't have priorities. You don't know anything. Like for you to actually cheat on somebody, you don't know what you're doing. Period. You actually don't know what you're doing with your life.
Guys will leave the group chats, I know, but I don't care.
Let me throw more light to what I said about you not knowing what's right, you being a confused person. You know cheating is going to lead to you damaging your relationship with the person you love, right? But you're still going ahead to do it because you're mad. Like that's just it. And like that's gonna take us back to the home training that I mentioned. You know, because these guys are not brought up back to take responsibility for their actions. Whenever they do things like cheating, they don't really expect themselves to take the responsibility for it, and they blame nature, they blame all sorts of things because they've not been brought up to take responsibility for their actions. Do you understand why this home training thing is a very serious problem? There are a lot of immature people stepping into relationships just because of, I want to be in a relationship, I want to call someone my baby, but you don't know what it means to call someone your baby. Do you understand? Like, you can't deliberately hurt someone you love. Unless you're mad, like that's a totally different topic. Like, unless you're mad, because you can't hurt someone you love. You can't do it deliberately. Like, you can't wake up in the morning and choose to hurt someone you love. See, unless someone is raping you, and you can't even call it cheating if you be raped, because for you to even go to the extent of actually fucking another babe, that means you flirted, not 1 day, not 2 days. You guys chose a meet-up spot, and you zip down your trouser, and you remove your boxers, and you did it. And you're coming to tell me it's nature.
Calm the fuck down. Are you mad? Calm down. It's not even that serious.
How many chimpanzees have you slept with if it's nature? No, let's be real. All people would always give an excuse, it's just nature, this, because they don't know how to take responsibility for their actions. They don't know how to fix their wrongs. Do you understand? They think it's the woman's job to do everything. That's why I see them. It's nature. Opening their teeth. They're not even embarrassed. Opening their teeth. It's nature. It's nature. It's nature. How many chimpanzees have you fucked? It's nature. It's nature. It's nature. It's nature. But the nature is giving you a choice to pick between chimpanzee and human being. If it's nature but you don't have control over it, you should be fucking anything and everything. For you to be able to see clearly, flirt with someone that has big ass, flat ass, or your spec, and actually go ahead and do it, you should know it's not nature. Cheating is a choice. You choose to hurt people. You choose to do it. Okay? So don't come and be giving excuses like, we don't understand. We understand you're a mad person. Okay? We understand you, because like the one that really irritates me the most are those that are cheat. Then do not come and be like, baby, I'm sorry, it was a mistake. Why did your dick enter the toilet? It was a mistake, right? What do you mean it was a mistake? How was it a mistake? You fuck somebody in a bedroom, pay for hotel room, and tell me it's a mistake.
You are just a fool.
Like, you know how that thing pisses me off so much. They'll not expect you to forgive them. But if it's a woman that's cheating, nigga, you can't take that bitch back. You can't take her back. she's hurting your ego. Sorry, I'm not saying so many things, but like cheating irritates me so much because like there is no fucking excuse for you to cheat on somebody. Now, like since I'm already entering this next stage, let's just move on. Men don't know what it means to be in a relationship. This applies to women too. I hope you guys know that relationships come with boundaries. The moment you step into a relationship with somebody, you shouldn't be emotionally available for any other babe because that's how cheating happens. But you see these men, their relationships, they're still chatting Chinwe by 11 p.m. Still chatting this thing, what they used to call all these babes that's moving up with. Chatting them past, why are you talking to past 11 p.m.? Is she your girlfriend? What are you doing with her? Like, you see these men, but they still be maintaining the same attitude, the same freedom they had when they were single. Don't you know the meaning of a relationship? Don't you know what you stand up for? Like, this shit really pisses me off so much, but because it is not compulsory to be in a relationship. It's not. Like, I'm single. Nobody's flogging me. I'm not in jail. Like, it's not compulsory. You don't win awards for being in a relationship. Like, it's literally not doing anything for you, but like you're jumping into it to cheat on somebody. You're jumping into it to cause someone emotional trauma. And you say you're not mad. Like, do you understand? Like, you have to be a psychopath to do that. See, but if you know that you are not capable of being with one woman, babe, don't enter a relationship. It's really that simple. It's not that deep. Like, literally, just do not enter a relationship. Why would you enter one just cheat on the person? Like,
young man, may we not apply curses to ourselves. Let curse not come to you.
Saying about not knowing what it means to be in a relationship. See, but you have to set boundaries. Another thing I hate so much that men do, so much. See, I didn't want to get angry inside this video, but I'm really getting angry. How can you claim to be dating somebody? Your girlfriend will tell you, I don't feel comfortable with the way you talk to this babe. That she reduce you or something, you should block her now, so she don't matter. And you open your mouth and tell her, I can't block this babe. For what? Like, if you are going to, you know one thing, me personally, if a guy should ever do that to me, I will end a relationship with you because you are willing to jeopardize your relationship with me over a babe that's just your friend. You know they call this thing waka, because I'm not about to do that with you. That's one thing men love to do a lot, because like, what you mean? This thing is actually getting me angry because like I see a lot of crazy things and a lot of fucked up mentalities that people have. See, it is not in anybody's nature to cheat. If it was any nature thing for anybody to cheat, then I believe women should be the ones cheating anyhow. Because you see men, but they come with the excuse that one woman cannot please one man for the rest of his life. How many orgasms have you given? No, let's start from there. You're talking about pleasure. It's not men that ordinarily go to carry penis like this, it's not just spraying sperm. Isn't that how it works? How many women have you given orgasms? You're talking about pleasure. But you see, like, women cheat, of course, definitely. But like, women tend to be more faithful than men. No shade. Oh, you get. These women will stay in marriages for like 10 years, 20 years, and they've never had one orgasm. But you don't see them going after people. But you see this man, they'll just put saliva on the dick with the spraying sperm. Those are the ones talking about one woman not being able to pleasure you. My dear, lack of self-control, lack of discipline. Don't blame nobody. Don't blame anybody. Like, the least you can do for somebody, like literally the bare minimum for a relationship to take place is loyalty. Like, that's the bare minimum. But like, people find it very, very difficult to do this, and I don't get why. If you think it's going to be difficult for you to be faithful in a relationship, my dear, don't be in one, okay? Break up with that babe, just be single. Let her just be dealing with heartbreak rather than putting her through the stress of having to think, oh, what do I have this babe doesn't have? What, like, why are you doing that to somebody? Like, it's not fair. Now, moving on to the people that like to chase other people's men. See, like, although I know that most cases of these things, it's probably the men that will approach them and not disclose that they are married, then do not disclose it later. I say disclose it later on when the other party is really deeply invested. Same goes for the married women that approach these men. Yes. But like, personally, I'm not about to drag any woman that has been a married man. Although it's not right. You shouldn't be going after someone's man in the first place, like for the ones that deliberately go after them. But at the same time, that woman or man doesn't owe you anything. doesn't owe anybody anything, because that person didn't take the vows with you. That person is not in the relationship with you. It is your duty, and solely your duty, to stay loyal to your partner. So I don't see the reason why people be slapping girls for kissing their men. Is she dating you? Is she the one that married you? She don't owe you anything. He don't owe you anything. Your partner owes you that. But at the same time, it's wrong. She shouldn't be doing it. But I'm not about to drive anybody for anything. I really don't want to be on here for so long, so I'm just going to like start concluding. Another terrible thing that these cheats, men, women, mostly men, do is gaslighting and manipulating these people. I don't want to bring in anybody's relationship here to talk about it, because like we don't really have the facts, and I cannot come and start dragging someone when we don't really have the facts and shit. But that thing that men do, that they come and be apologizing to you, expecting you to forgive them, then when you not cheat back, do not take it back, nonsense. That rubbish that men somehow twist it and find a way to blame you for them cheating. Rubbish. Like, see, it's really not that hard. If you don't agree to cheat, don't enter a relationship. And if you cheat on somebody, simply just let the person go or something, like, and just apologize for it, own up for it, and hope for the best. But like, don't you dare come and like make it your partner's fault. Don't come and be manipulating people. Like, you're already terrible for cheating. Now you're coming to be messing with the person emotionally because you know the person is vulnerable. Like, it's really terrible. Like, let's try and be wise. Let's try and grow up. Let's stop being babies with both bodies. Like, you get what I mean? So by the way, let me promote myself. So for those of you that know you cannot handle relationships and just want to be single, there's this thing called Streets. It's called it spells STREETS, Streets. It's a place where single people normally stay so that they can mingle amongst themselves and actually do each other, and maybe not do each other, just mingle and like no strings attached, without having to hurt anybody or anything. So you guys should really check out the app. It's available on App Store, Play Store, the road, anywhere you go, you can always find the Streets. So bye. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think in the comment section. If you're angry like me, you can DM me on my social media platforms. I believe I should edit it for it to pop up here and here, but if I don't edit it, then